What's going on, guys? Blame Truth here. This might be a shorter video. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, and I probably won't be screaming that much this video, although I may change my mind. We'll see with the news here, and we'll see how passionate I end up getting, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to cover all of this news because the past couple of days have been really, really enlightening. I mean, I feel like I have found the higher power in life, and it's just showing me the truth. I mean, I already knew the truth, but this is showing me with facts that I have been right since 2000 motherfucking 19. Any of my viewers who have been here a while will attest to everything, every claim I am going to make in this video. I've been right since the start. So guys, let's stop beating around the bush here and let's just get right on into the meat and potatoes. We got a lot of stuff to cover with Black Ops 1 and 2 and a lot of stuff, well, a little bit of stuff to cover with Modern Warfare 4. So yeah, let's get right on into it because viewer, I got a lot I want to get off my chest. So the first bit of news here, you probably saw it the other day, but if you didn't, the active weekly players on PS5 have come out. 1.96 million players in 1 week on Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 5.25 million players on Black Ops 2 in 1 week. Total that up. And that is more than that's more than the entire new Call of Duty franchise, including a free-to-play Warzone title. The last I checked with that piece of shit, it was like 4.8 million or something like that in 1 week for Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7, and Warzone combined. All they had to do was release some really shitty ports, and I'm sorry for those that like them. They're good games, don't get me wrong. Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, some of the best games in the series, if not the best games in the series, but the ports have been handled so terribly, I'm still not getting them. I'm still waiting on some fixes and some definitive crackdowns on the hackers out there, but regardless, these player numbers for these ports that were just half-assed released with nothing new at all. In fact, they're objectively worse than the games we got 14 and 16 years ago. Objectively, by the way, that is not an opinion. They're objectively worse, bar none, than what we got back in the day. They're doing better than modern-day Call of Duty. I mean, seriously, just look at this. Now, I've covered Steam charts numbers before, not because it's the platform where most people play Call of Duty, but because it gives us the raw, unfiltered data, a live snapshot at any given time of how many people are in the game. It's a great way to gauge sentiment across the board. It's directly correlated to every single platform. And we are at record lows. We saw a bump in June for the Call of Duty Classic mode, and then it's fallen off a cliff yet again. It's going to hit a record low probably before the end of the month. And I'll be real with you guys, from what I've seen with Modern Warfare 4, I don't think this is going to bump up much at all, but we'll get to that in a bit. They've given us the runaround. They have said everything there is to be said as far as like how they want to keep the matchmaking the way it is and how their business model needs to stay the way it is because that's what brings people to the table. That's what brings players to the dance or whatever. I've argued with bald frauds about this issue, about how like this whole EOMM system they got, SBMM system they got, whatever you want to call it. I just call it AIDS pretty much. But I've argued that this is just bullshit. Like, this is a way to get money from stupid people at the expense of their player base, and eventually it's going to bite them in the ass. Any of my longtime viewers can tell you I have been talking about that for ages. And then here comes two ports that not only prove what I said was true, but proved what they said is a lie. A big, fat, fucking lie. But maybe you need more proof. Like, maybe this is not good enough. Maybe you need, I don't know, viewer, A little leak from the rumor mill that backs up everything I have said and shows that everything they have said for ages now is just bullshit. We'll get to it after a brief word from this video's sponsor. If you guys don't know, stem cells are like tiny repair crews in your body that go and fix things that need to be fixed. And guess who's been ahead of the curve on this? Joe Rogan himself. He's been talking about this for years. Just watch.
I had a full-length rotator cuff tear, and the UFC gave me a doctor in Los Angeles, and he looks at my MRI and goes, "You're gonna need surgery." I go, 100%? He goes, "I don't know how you're using it now. It's a matter of time. You're gonna need surgery, so it might be better to do it now." So I got it shot up with stem cells. And this was the early days of stem cells in America where you could get away with more. You gotta go to Mexico now again.
But the crazy part is most stem cell therapies are illegal in the US, not because they're unsafe, not because they don't work, but because they work too well, and that threatens big pharma. If you could heal your knees, fix your back, etc., what happens to the doctors and the insurance profits? Yeah. The FDA has blocked these treatments. As a result, people are forced to go overseas just to get access to their own biology. And it's expensive too, unregulated, and out of reach for most of us. Just one placenta stem cell injection can run you back $50K. I don't have that sort of cash. I know you guys don't either. But here's what most people don't know. There's a natural way to support your own stem cell activity, and it comes from high flavanol cocoa. Studies have been done to show that flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees coming out of a beehive. Check out Harvard scientist Dr. William Lee, who backs this up.
So, studies have been done to show that the flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's your skin, they'll fix it.
So here's the thing, guys. Flavanols are the good stuff found in cocoa, but they're usually destroyed during the chocolate making process. That's where Black Forest Supplements comes in. They've created the first ever high flavanol cocoa powder packed with everything your body actually needs. Only 20 calories. I take mine with hot water and sweeten it with honey, and it is absolutely delicious. Tastes amazing. This isn't regular cocoa. It's stem cell fuel. No sugar, 20 calories. Mix it in to coffees, shakes, or like I do. This stuff flips the switch. Over 100% increase in stem cell circulation. I swear by it, guys. And listen here, Black Forest just launched their July 4th biggest promo of the year, and it's insane. Buy one, get one free across the entire store. Every single product, including their best-selling cocoa formula, and they're throwing in a bottle of NMN with every order as well. It's only available for the next 48 hours, so get it while you can. Hit up the link in the description of the pinned comment, grab this amazing deal while you can, and take control of your health before someone else does it for you. All right, guys, welcome back to the video. Definitely pick yourself up some BFS high flavanol cocoa. I swear by the stuff. It is fantastic. It'll have you feeling good. So let's cover the leak here. Let's cover this breaking news. And I want to say it was from T-Dog. I didn't watch his video. It was a little long for me. It's like 40 minutes or whatever. But he must have mentioned something about this, so let's cover it. Call of Duty Wire tweeted this yesterday. They say, breaking news. Infinity Ward is discussing bringing back OG matchmaking due to the success of the Black Ops 1 and 2 ports. T-Dog Smitty said he believes they're still leaning towards a Black Ops 7 style matchmaking. Now, this is so interesting to me because, I mean, guys, I have been saying since 2019 that this matchmaking is not the fucking way. And then these ports get released with, you know, the most bare bones matchmaking, just the ping is king matchmaking, basically no skill-based matchmaking. I don't think there's any in BO2 or BO1. I'll be honest with you. I played those games to death, and I just never really bought into it being thick at all or it being a factor at all. If no one said anything about it, no one would notice anything about it. I don't think there's any of that shit in the games. I just don't. Now, again, I don't have the hard data there, but for what it feels like, for me, it's a night and day difference going from Black Ops 2 to Black Ops 7 even with their rigged-ass minimal skill considered matchmaking. So the fact that these games have gone over so well just proves that what I've been saying from the beginning is right. What they've been saying from the beginning is wrong. But that's not even the right term, because in the beginning, they said nothing. They tried to gaslight everyone and ignore it for 5 motherfucking years. And somehow the player base stuck around because either they're dumb or they have Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know. But regardless, I dipped out a long time ago for Call of Duty. And I think the real tipping point for me was when they released this piece of shit around Modern Warfare 3's time period, where they actually talked about the matchmaking and they explained in great detail. It was like a 20-page fucking,
actually, the data shows
that I suck fucking dick, all right? That's what the data shows. They bullshitted us with that white paper, which was not scientific whatsoever. They claimed to run certain tests and all that stuff, but nobody knows they're being tested on, so when you radically change the variables, it's going to cause chaos with the matchmaking. So their fucking test and their white paper is worth no more than the fucking roll of Charmin I just put on the little springy thing in my bathroom. So that entire white paper was a fucking lie. When it came out, I said it was a fucking lie. So many people tried to defend it or say that this was, hard data or whatever, and I can't question it. And then here we are in the big 2026 after their past 2 games have flopped. Not even the past 2 games. I mean, they've been flopping like a fucking dick in the wind since Cold War, if I'm being completely honest. And it's because of this matchmaking. I mean, that's the main reason. And you can point to Black Ops 7 and say it was doomed from the start or whatever, but I swear to you, right hand to God, if they gave us an actual minimally considered matchmaking pool, or even the COD Classic mode or whatever, with the real minimally considered skill mode that they had in the beta, I would be playing the game. And I'm sure many of you would as well. Black Ops 7, when it's all said and done, I don't think is even like a bad game. I think it's just mid. I think it is the just redheaded stepchild of the bad marriage that was modern Call of Duty and their fucked up matchmaking. You know what I mean? Like, it represents the loss of trust and goodwill they've had with the community. The only thing that's remotely brought that back, and honestly, they're gonna lose it again if they don't fix these fucking ports matchmaking issues where people like don't drop in and drop out into matches in progress properly, and they fucked up like playing with your friends and stuff like that. They have fixed some stuff recently, but they need to get on the fucking ball. These ports are lighting the world on fire here. You know, they need to keep that goodwill and fucking update these games. But I digress. Black Ops 7 isn't that bad altogether. What is that bad is just their constant lies. And the fact that there is a rumor that they're bringing back the OG, no bullshit matchmaking. Even if T-Dog says they're thinking about the Black Ops 7 one, which was honestly a load of shit, and if they pull that shit again with Modern Warfare 4, that game can kiss my ass. You can't piss on my head and tell me it's raining. In fact, nobody is going to buy this shit that you're selling this year unless you tell the fucking truth, because we have GTA 6 breathing down the collective suits' necks at Activision. And this is the part where I kind of cover the Modern Warfare 4 news, but there is no real news. They showed gameplay of it. T-Dog and some other people who, I don't know who the fuck, I'm sorry guys, I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but if you go and look at most of the people like playing the game early or whatever and streaming it, Modern Warfare 4 I mean, that happened a day or two ago, if you go and look at those people, I don't know who the fuck most of them are. I'm sure they're nice people, but my God, I don't know who the fuck they are. Maybe I'm just living under a rock. I knew like 6 people and that's it. But the gameplay just looked, I'll be real with you guys, I don't mind good movement like the X-Defiant gameplay here shows, but in my Call of Duty games, I don't really want it there. You know, I don't think the movement is good, and it just feels like Infinity Ward's trying to play catch up, or they just don't understand what players actually want. In Modern Warfare 2, I felt like a sumo wrestler with an elephant strapped to my fucking back. I had no ADS speed, I had no strafe speed, but yeah, I could jump around quite a bit as the only real way to like get some movement going and stuff like that and push corners. Yet in Modern Warfare 4, it's like Modern Warfare 3, but a step above that speed-wise, but it's not as fast as Black Ops 6 or 7. So I'm looking at it and I'm just like, they just don't get it. That's the main issue I have. It's like they're playing catch up with the community complaints. They legitimately think, by the way, that Modern Warfare 2 is a bad game, not because of everything about it being dog shit, but just strictly because of the movement. They said themselves the movement sucked. And yes, it does suck, but that is one of the myriad of problems with that piece of shit game. And until they realize, like, what makes a Call of Duty good, it's gonna be the same fucking shit this year and the next year and the next year. So let me spell it out for you. Infinity Ward, if you're listening, T-Dog, if you're listening, pass this on to Infinity Ward. I will be nice when I say this. The main thing that you guys don't understand with the movement and what people want is where to give movement and where to take it away. What do I mean by that? Look at the most played Call of Duty game in the last fucking, 7 years in Black Ops 2 to see exactly what I'm talking about. Black Ops 2, I wouldn't call it a fast Call of Duty. I wouldn't call it a slow Call of Duty. I would call it an evenly paced Call of Duty. The only real movement you get is faster ADS, faster strafe. When the movement involves your gun, that's the kind of movement we want. We don't want the movement to involve our bodies, because when the movement involves our gun and we can kind of add on to the strafe speed or add on to the ADS speed, that gives us faster reaction times and ways to push around corners without speeding up the gameplay, ruining the spawns, making the maps feel like the size of a postage stamp, etc. Sprint out times are very important too. When those are fast, when the game, it just feels like that. When the game has good strafe speeds, good ADS speeds, good sprint out times, depending on the weapon, of course, or attachments or whatever, then the game feels smooth. When you take that stuff away, like you did in Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, the game feels clunky. It doesn't feel like a milsim. It feels like I'm a sloth in hot tar trying to thread a needle while wearing boxing gloves. It doesn't feel good. It's a mess. And then here comes Modern Warfare 4, and I would show you guys the gameplay, but I'll be honest with you, if you squint, it kind of just looks like Modern Warfare 3 movement-wise, which, I mean, that's okay, I guess, but it's honestly a little bit faster than that as well, it seems like, at least. And I just don't think Infinity Ward gets it. And the worst part about this is they're showing their stubborn side yet again. Let me cover this right here. Infinity Ward does not have plans for a classic mode in Modern Warfare 4 for now. And I'll be real with you guys. This is such a mistake. Infinity Ward, I want you guys to bring us a banger fucking game this year. I do. I want you to actually, pry my time away from GTA 6 to play your game this year. I am rooting for you. I am begging you to rethink this decision, but not just rethink it. I want you to go back to the drawing board. If you want to have your vision in the game with your movement, this movement you have right now, and your matchmaking or whatever you want to do, then fine, go ahead and do that. But for goodness sake, you can see, like, it's right in front of you. It's plastered right in front of your face on what you need to do. You need to add a mode like Call of Duty Classic, but also give us classic matchmaking. I'm not talking the Black Ops 7 one. I am talking the matchmaking that whatever the fuck is in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1, the games that are, taking over PSN right now. That is what people want. We want the classic matchmaking with the classic agility. Can we just call it that? Can we call it soldier agility and not movement? That's what we want. And not just that. You guys have to understand that this gunsmith thing, the gunsmith thing is not as good as Pick 10. Infinity Ward, I know you didn't think up Pick 10 or whatever. I get that. You had a pretty good system in Ghosts. If I'm being completely honest with you, I kind of like that perk system with the point system attached to it or whatever. One of the good things about that game. Not a lot of good things about that game, but that was one of them, I thought. So you need to understand when you have Pick 10 and you make things balanced and fun, you have trade-offs. Like if I want a stock to up my strafe speed, I might not be able to put on a suppressor. Or if I want Ghost and Ninja and I have to equip this wild card or whatever, I have to make a sacrifice. That is what Call of Duty was built on, and you guys are not getting it anymore. Like, I just don't understand. We want that kind of trade-off gameplay. We want the fast drop in, drop out, no skill-based matchmaking style. You can still keep team balancing in or whatever. That's been in there since the start. Fine. But put in your mode. Put in whatever you want to do. But for everyone that's playing the Black Ops 2 ports right now, we will buy your game. And I think I speak for every one of the people playing those ports right now. We will buy your game if you have a regular mode and a classic mode. In the regular mode, do whatever the fuck you want, Infinity Ward. Make it as fast or as slow as you want, but make a separate classic mode with a few of the mainstay, game modes or whatever. I'm talking TDM, Kill Confirmed, Domination, Headquarters. I don't think we need anything more than that, if I'm being honest. Do that, and we are pretty much fucking satisfied. I mean, we don't expect perfection if that's not evidenced by the fact that Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 are pretty shoddy fucking ports at the end of the day, but they're still lighting the world on fire because that's how bad modern Call of Duty has gotten. And maybe you guys at Infinity Ward are answering to the big cheese upstairs, the fucking suits saying you can't do this, whatever. But communicate that. Just be honest with us if you can't do it. You know what I mean? I know you're the devs, and look, man, I am rooting for the devs here. I am on your side. It may not seem like it, but I am on your side. And I understand that me calling out your bosses and calling them narcissistic pieces of shit probably won't go over too well, and they will not want to listen to me. But I don't give a fuck if you listen to me or not, truth be told. I got other places to be. I got other games to play. It's no skin off my nose. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help, and I'm trying to give people the best game possible. In fact, people in the comments section, if you agree with what I'm saying, if you agree with the movement part, that's what we want. If you agree with the trade-off part, and I think they can do that with Gunsmith if they really try, and if you agree with the classic mode with no SBMM, then please comment below, show some support. But that's all the time I got, guys. I'm just gonna peace out, and I hope they reconsider. I hope they take my advice. I will catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.